Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Heaven's Feel.
それは人を罰するものゆえ、同種の存在を呪えるものではない。すでに人のものではない私の心臓は、呪いにはめっぽう強いのだ。
やはり貴様の心臓はあの娘と同じだった。貴様、すでに汚染されていたな。
The priest doesn't answer. His lips only curl into a sardonic smile.
だとしてもなぜ知っていた？貴様の行動は私の腕が効かないと知っていなければできぬことだ。貴様は初めから私に宝具を使わせるつもりでいたな。
そうだな。お前の腕は知っていたぞ、アサシン。対象の心臓と全く同じ偶像を作り、反響存在とすることで、実像の心臓とすり替える呪いの腕。私のサーバントは、その腕によって破れたのだ。
では、貴様は？
ああ、見ていたとも。奴が生き絶える瞬間までな。知っていたのは当然だろう。ランサーを倒した時点で、お前の失態は決まっていた。
確かに、これは失態だ。
Assassin clicks his tongue with loathing. He dismisses his bloodlust. Disappointed, he leaves. The priest's response seems to have satisfied his curiosity.
次の契約者を探しに行ったか。大方。次の雇用主はマト桜といったところだが。
The priest has no problem with that. As long as Zokin Mato doesn't kill Sakura Mato, he doesn't care. Zokin wishes for immortality. Obtaining Sakura's body will satisfy that desire. As long as the old man's alive, the curse gestating within the Holy Grail will never be born. It would be meaningless to have Sakura become an insect's vessel after she has grown this much. She needs to keep being a master, because...
そう、お前には永遠にない。主は生まれながら欠落しておる。
I mean, isn't everyone flawed the moment they're born? I don't think anyone's perfect from the get-go, you know? Not even you, Zokin. He feels slightly dizzy when he stands up. He must be exhausted. The priest leans against a wall and sleepily closes his eyes for a time. It happened 10 years ago. Flawed from the moment you were born. The man tried many things after he realized this truth. In his youth, he did not understand morals, but he did possess common sense. He attempted to overcome this flaw, but it was not to be. His pain and struggle ended in failure. His last effort was a woman. It was a simple tale. Any human dreams of loving someone of the opposite sex, having a family, and dying a peaceful death. No one spurns that peace or fails to dream of it. He was no exception. Even if it didn't appeal to him at all, he decided that it would be nice to have, and he loved the woman to obtain some measure of human-like happiness. He chose a woman with no future. She was ill, with only years left to live. Did he choose her because of that? Or because he had no other choice? Even now, he's not sure why. They spent about 2 years together. The man tried to love the woman. The woman did her best to love him back, and she gave him a child. But the outcome did not change. The man found happiness in his woman's suffering and his child's despair. The more he tried to love her, the more she suffered. To him, it was the only saving grace of their bond. The contradiction did not bother him. He is not even sure if he suffered. But the more the woman tried to soothe him, the more he found himself wanting to see her grief. She was a saint. She was frail. But he would have called her a saint. It need not be said how profound her faith was, and how well she understood his rage. That's why he nearly despaired. He would never again meet someone who understood him so well and tried to heal him. but even this woman could not fill the void within him. So, there was no need to question his life any longer. He was born flawed. His birth was a mistake. He concluded that if he was a mistake, then he should disappear. He went to part ways with the woman before his death. He married her as an experiment, so he was obligated to let her know it was over. The woman loved Kotomine. Kotomine tried to love her too. That's all there was to it. Man, that's depressing. The end came all too quickly.
私にはお前を愛せなかった。
He told her in a room surrounded by stone walls. The woman smiled on her deathbed. Her body, all skin and bones, could not even stand anymore.
いいえ、あなたは私を愛しています。
She's not wrong. I mean, he does love to see her suffer. As morbid as that sounds. Then she smiled and ended her own life. He didn't try to stop her. There would have been no point in doing so. The woman had a terminal illness. She would have died sooner or later. He knew that when he chose her. As her consciousness faded, the blood-soaked woman looked up at the man and laughed.
ほら、あなた、泣いているもの。
Of course, he didn't shed a single tear. He only looked that way to her. With her death, the woman proved to him that he could love someone, that his life was worth living. He left the room without saying another word and abandoned the Lord's teachings. Yes, he did think it was sad, but not because she died. In that moment, he thought,
なんということだ。どうせ死ぬのなら私が手を下したかった。
well, damn, Kotomine! He did not mourn her death, but lamented the fact he couldn't enjoy it. It happened a long time ago. He can't remember her face anymore, never mind her voice. But sometimes, he thinks,
私が手を下したかった。
would that have brought him joy? Or was it because he loved her that he was sorry he couldn't kill her? He would sever that train of thought whenever he found himself dwelling on it. That question should be left to eternity. The woman's death was meaningless, because her devotion failed to change him. But he did not want it to be worthless. He would never try to answer that question. It happened a long, long time ago. It was the memory of a man nourished by the misfortune of others who found fulfillment in the world's corruption. After that, the man met his arch-nemesis, Kiritsugu Emiya, a mage who chose to invalidate everything the man might have wanted for himself. The priest opens his eyes. It seems he was asleep for a while. After confirming that his strength has returned, he begins walking to catch up to Shiro Emiya.
いいえ、どこにも行けない。だって、あなたはここで死ぬんだもの。
A girl blocks his path. She has completely changed. She is clothed in over her own shadow. Her dark magical energy cloaks her like a part of her own body. The sheer amount of her magical energy and her existence are no longer that of a human's. Her spiritual caliber has now reached the level of a pure heroic spirit, a counter guardian.
完全に汚染されたな、麻藤さくら。体だけではない。精神まであの呪いに同調しなければ、そこまでの変貌はない。認めたな。自分が怪物なのだと。開き直ったというわけだ。
The priest announces her, even though he wished for it. He scolds her for becoming drunk on her own power.
そう。自分の力に酔うのはいけませんか。けど、きっと仕方のないことなんですよ。これ。もっとみんなが優しかったら、私だってもう少しぐらい我慢したと思うんです。
ほう。我慢とは何をかな。
自分をですよ、神父さん。こうなってやっと認められました。私、この世界が嫌いなんです。私を捨てた遠坂の家、私とは何もかも違う、何不自由なく生きてきた姉さん、怖いおじいさまとかわいそうな兄さん、私の痛みも知らず平穏に過ごす街並み、そういうのが今はすごく許せないんです。これが八つ当たりだって理解しています。けど悪いことだって分かっていても思ってしまうんです。そう、今まで私を助けてくれなかった全てに私を思い知らせてあげたらどんな顔をするのかって。
The girl smiles in grim delight. The priest is unaffected. He looks at the girl like something dirty.
変わったな、麻藤さくら。なるほど。その闇も適合するための素質だったというわけか。
ええ、変わりました。私は今までの麻藤さくらじゃない。あんな弱い子はもういないの。そう、今までみんな私を苦しめてきたんだもの。その仕返しに私がみんなを苦しめてあげるだけ。ただ耐えているだけの私はとっくに消えたわ。
She giggles. Multiple personalities. Sakura Mato is gone, replaced by a separate personality that was sleeping within. It's the only explanation for a wildly different, charming attitude. But
何を言う。隠す必要などないぞ、麻藤さくら。
the priest denies her with a blunt sentence.
何を。
隠す必要などないと言った。お前は別人格などではない。泥に飲まれ暴力に酔うお前もまた麻藤さくらだ。異なる人格を用意し、麻藤さくらは悪くないなどと言い訳をする必要はない。
The girl's face stiffens. Is it true? The blackened girl grits her teeth and glares back at the priest.
何よ。あなたが私をこうしたくせに。
Her shadows writhe in concert with her loathing. They erode everything around her like a blaze. The speed with which her shadows covered the ground is nothing like before.
否定はせん。私がお前を生かしたのはあれのマスターを続けさせるためだ。その期待に応え、お前は見事アベンジャーを誕生させようとしている。私ではできなかったことをお前は難なくやってのけたのだ。
難なくなんかじゃない。私がどれだけ苦しかったのか、今もどれだけ苦しいのか知りもしないで。
知らんし知る必要もない。小娘の恨み事を聞くほど酔狂ではないのでな。
そうですね。私も知ってほしいなんて思わない。そんな簡単に同情なんてされてやらない。私はこれから一方的に思い知らせる立場なんですから。
A cruel smile plays across her lips. The priest doesn't hesitate to retreat. He moves with the same swiftness that caught Zokimato in midair. He only takes one bound away. The girl's an amateur, despite her enormous magical power. He can easily get away from someone who lacks experience in both combat and magecraft.
バカな人。逃げられると思うの。私から。
She snickers. Instantly, the priest goes limp and tumbles to the ground. He tumbles down. Kirei Kotomina crumples, spewing something red from his mouth. She got you, dude. It doesn't stop. He keeps vomiting blood, and each time he tries to fill his lungs with air, he coughs more blood.
どうですか？心臓をわしづかみにされた感想は。どこにいようと、あなたの命は私の手の上なんですよ。
Man, she has that scary look on her face.
神父さん、あなたはもう10年前に死んでいた。ヘミやキリズクに心臓を撃ち抜かれて死んだんです。それでも生きてこれた理由はただ一つ。あなたは誰だったかな。この前食べたサーバントさんなんですけど、まあ名前なんていいですよね。あの金色の人が聖杯の中身を浴びて、まずあれとつながった。けどあの人は汚染できなくて、あれはマスターであるあなたに流れていったんですよね。そうしてあなたは蘇生した。アベンジャー、アンリマユから魔力を供給されることで一命を取り留めたんです。
そうか。では今のは。
はい。あなたはアンリマユとつながっている。けどアンリマユはもう私でしょ。だから潰してあげたんです。今まであなたを生かしていたかりそめの心臓を壊しました。お望みなら中身を全部潰してあげましょうか。私の手はあなたがどこにいようとその中身を引きずり出せるんですから。
The girl raises a hand. Her gracious offer isn't sincere at all. She has no intention of letting the priest leave alive. She'll just laugh and kill him if he begs for his life. She'll take back the temporary life that she sustained him. After all, it belongs to her. Even if the amount of magical energy he has is equivalent to a speck of dust in the corner of her bedroom, she doesn't need to let him have it.
さよなら。私を生かしてくれたことだけは感謝しますね、神父さん。
The girl's lovely fingers curl around an invisible doll. The squeezing noise. The priest on the ground is wrung out like a rag. Just one more twist. In less than a second, the priest would die completely. But just before that... The girl crumples to her knees. She's a savage by nausea and discomfort. She claws at the blackened ground as if pleading for help. The shadows expand. Something must have happened. The black robe covering her body suddenly blooms before returning to its original size. I'm fairly certain she would have been impressed with Shiro if she saw how that happened too. Maybe all a little conflicted going about how her plans were originally too. But I mean, hey, there can't be any other reason. Berserker was defeated. With his death, the pure magical energy on his soul flowed into the girl, the Holy Grail. Her mind twists. Sakura Mato's personality is pushed further to the edge. There shouldn't be any more room, but a massive soul has her pressed against a wall. She'll disappear. She'll be gone for good. At this rate, Sakura Mato will disappear. She remembers she meant to kill the priest and looks up. She curses herself for being too slow to follow through.
いいです。どうせ放っておいてもすぐ死ぬ。だから。
The ruins are empty now. All that remains on the spot where Kire Kotomine had been lying is the bloody vestment. Got away, huh? We reached the forest exit sooner than I imagined. I also can't believe we're having happy music playing right now after that nonsense that just happened prior. It's probably because Ilya showed me the way. She owns these woods. When we go onto the highway, the car I arrived in is gone. We start walking in the direction of town and decide to flag down a passing vehicle to take us the rest of the way. Wounded and covered in mud, Ilya and I must look suspicious. We run in front of a passing car to get to stop, and then Ilya hypnotizes the surprised driver into taking us home. Wow. Never thought in my life that I'd hitchhike like a car hijacker. Oh no. The gaps in his memory.
シロ、帰ってきたよ。早く。
We got home before I knew it. The sun is going down. At some point during the several hours it took to return from the forest, I must have dozed off. Nah, dude. Nah, your mind is breaking. The sun has set by the time I'm back in the living room. The clock reads past 7 p.m. Something's wrong. Time is passing too quickly. It was barely sunset when I got into the house, but the moment I entered the living room, night has fallen. It's impossible.
イリア、なんか時間が過ぎるの早すぎないか?
I talked to Ilya next to me. But Ilya isn't next to me. Oh no. Ilya is.
晩ご飯なら美味しかったよ、シロ。
She's already in the living room, saying something odd.
晩ご飯?
まずは栄養を取るんだって言った時は驚いたけど、おかげでいい思いしちゃった。シロを張り切って台所に立ってたし。
This is so tragic, man. He is breaking down, and he doesn't even know he's breaking down. There were remains of a meal on the dining table. Enough used dishes for two. I calmly think it through and realize that I feel full. It seems like I really did cook dinner.
おかしいな。こんな食材買い置きしてたっけ?
してないよ。してないから商店街でおろしてもらっていっぱい買い物してきたんじゃない。
I search my memory. Loading. Oh, well. Maybe that did happen.
そうか。変なこと言っちまったな。とりあえず夕食は済んだんだ。
あとはゆっくり休むだけだね、シロ。
This is that point where he should realize now. He won't, but he should. Stop projecting. I mean, after he unleashed the shroud on his arm, that time when he fought against Hercules, Berserker, what have you, it's already too late, I understand that. But, even so, it would have come at him at a more slower pace than it would if he keeps projecting. Because if he keeps projecting, this is what's happening right now. Imagine what's going to happen when he does it a second time. Third, fourth. He's going to be completely mind-wiped.
そうだな。休まないとな。ちょっと部屋で着替えてくる。話があるから、イリアはもうちょっと起きててくれ。すぐ戻る。
Ilya nods. I apologize and leave the living room. See, she knows. I found myself in my bedroom. The second I left the living room, I collapsed in my room. I'm awoken by stabbing pain. A sword is stabbing the left side of my chest. That's the only way I can describe it. My chest is hot and numb. It feels like my life force is gushing out instead of blood. What is with the the weird mixing of the music? Of course, I'm not literally being stabbed. That's just an hallucination. The part of my body that's closest to my left arm is rejecting the sense of wrongness coming from it. And that's when I realize it. The way time seems to pass too quickly. The disjointed images, they're all...
おかしいのは時間の感覚じゃなくて
There you go, buddy. There's just something wrong with my memory. I'm not missing memories of my past, but I'm not making new records of my experiences. Bit by bit, when I let time pass without focusing, I don't remember anything that happens during that time. No wonder I can't remember anything that happened since leaving the forest. If not for this pain, I'd have lost my mind by now. That's bad.
つい
I grab hold of my consciousness that seems to cut off whenever I relax. Unless I stay aware of myself and keep my mind in tight focus, Shiro Emiya will disappear. My memories and myself won't hold together unless I keep my focus as keen as the pain stabbing me in the chest. In other words, I need to maintain the same level of concentration that I did when I tried to insert magic circuits into my spine at all times. Ooh, God. What happens when you sleep? Uh-oh. I can't keep that up. And even if I could, I don't know how long it will keep working.
待てよとなると眠るのはまずいよな
That's the same thing I was asking, man. I'll never wake up if I sleep. If I fall asleep, I won't go back to being Shiro Emiya. My mind will be torn to pieces without a single wound on my physical body. I rise. I rummage through my desk. I need some kind of small blade. Something I can hide in my right hand and squeeze hard to cut myself. I can't constantly maintain a state of concentration like when I'm training. When it feels like the images are about to cut out, I'll make a fist and use the pain to ground myself.
刃物とはいかないけどこれなら
I find the crystal I got a while ago on my desk. The night I became a master, I found this pendant lying next to me after Lancer killed me. I don't know how much magical energy is used to contain, but it doesn't have enough left to use my strengthening even once. Yeah, I could try and figure out who saved my life that night. It must be the owner of his pendant. Of this pendant. We were the only ones on campus that night. I don't know why they saved me, but it was someone who didn't need a reason to help a dying person. My consciousness is cutting out. I'll figure this out later. If I think of fun or happy things, I'll relax and pass out. I confirm my fighting strength. I've broken the seal on my left arm. The holy shroud is still wrapped around it, but all it does is take the edge off now. Kotomine told me that using Archer's arm would flip a switch. It's too late to do anything about it now. My body is still functional. The problem is with my brain. I can keep going as long as I don't sleep. As for projection, I can probably use Archer's blade works no more than 3 times. Really? 3 projections, are you sure? If it's just once, I can deal with it. Twice scares me a little, to be honest. And the 3rd projection will be decisive. My mind might remain, but I have a feeling my body will self-destruct. I close my eyes and focus on my ears. I hear a hard grinding noise next to my heartbeat. Something is invading my body from Archer's left arm. Each time I use blade works, I lose control of his reality marble and create unlimited blade works inside my body instead of outside of it. I don't want to think about the consequences of that. I'm going to get stabbed from the inside by 1,000 swords and die.
冗談死滅なんかしてたまるか
The situation is desperate. I've more or less accepted that. I just need to break out of these straits. I won't die and I won't kill myself. Sleeping and never waking up? That's just a cowardly delusion. I'll be saved. Once I do what I need to do and end all of this, I'll be saved. There's no point to it otherwise. I said that I'd protect Sakura no matter what, so I can't go dying on my own.
そうだまず遠坂に連絡を取らないと
There's no time. I've gotta hurry over to Tosaka's house. I wonder if Kotomine is safe, but now that I've rescued Ilya, he'll probably go back to his usual stance. I don't want his help, but I promised. It's past 9 o'clock. I meant to be right back, but it's been 2 hours.